Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back once again to another Fallout 4 settlement build. Today we're back inside of our underground Raider City, and we're going to be checking out an operator themed house. So with that being said, hopefully you guys end up enjoying the build, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get a closer look. So for any of you who might be new to the series, basically this building we're checking out today is one big apartment complex, and each floor is kind of themed accordingly to whichever raider gang is staying inside of it. And by the way, for this episode we're going to be on the second floor, since that's where the operators are staying. And like always, I always try and decorate the area outside of the build as well, and I may even add a bit more to this in the future, but as of now I'm just not too sure what the building next to it's going to be, so that's why, at least for now, it is looking a little bit barren. But anyways, for today's build, this one's owned by two operators, maybe a brother and sister. I still haven't really decided that yet, but overall, that kind of explains the bunk bed. And seeing as how Mags and her brother William sort of run the operators, I always got the feeling that that gang was kind of the most family-oriented or close-knit raider gang out of all the ones you would find in Nuka World. And it always felt like whenever you would see them, they'd be in at least a group of two, either scheming or just talking shit about some of the other gangs. And for that reason, we also have two armor stands on the back wall next to the front door, and also two operator sniper rifles above each of the doorways. And the main reason I chose to put these up there is so that if the settlement were to ever get attacked, they would have easy access to just grab one of those, open the door, and then at least try and defend the place. And that's also the reason why we have several balconies on each of these homes. And although this one may not have the best view, honestly this is probably a very weak wall, so they could always just kick it out and then shoot down the main walkway. And then obviously the same would go for this door here, not to mention this area has a much better view as well, as long as you take the time to walk over there. But anyways, as for the different areas in this house, we have the little dining room right here, and then off to the left is the living room. Now, in the end, these are really just general details that would sort of fit any raider gang, so overall, I wanted to try and throw in some stuff that really fit the operator style. So that's why we have things like the magazine, which kind of fits the more romantic side of things, which is always something I thought the operators were sort of into. And then even more so would be making themselves look good. So that's why over by the bunk bed, I threw down a few items that they could use to get ready in the morning or even midday, since it seems like they spend more time looking at themselves in the mirror than they do actually raiding people. Apart from all that, we also have a bit more storage in terms of the locker, and also this big giant bar on the back wall, which has all kinds of drinks, and then to mix things up, it's also got some other stuff like the radio and ammo boxes. And I figured a nice addition to all this would be a little table that they could sit down and maybe play a board game at to pass the time. And what I really love about this area is that even though it does feel kind of enclosed and separate from the rest of the build, you still have that hole in the wall that allows them to maybe view what's going on in the other room. And I think it makes the build feel a lot larger than it really is. So that's one thing I would definitely recommend if you're maybe looking to separate some of the rooms but still keep the area feeling somewhat large and open. And honestly, it hasn't taken us that long, but that really is about it for the build. So I guess we could take a little walk around the rest of the settlement, or at least to what we might be working on next after we get this last house finished up. And as you can see, we only have the one more there on the third floor, so not too much longer to go in terms of getting this entire thing filled. And then next up, I'm not sure if we're going to do it out here in the main square, but I would enjoy making some kind of gallows, or maybe even a smaller execution area, at least somewhere in the town. And by the way, this, if you're wondering, nowhere near finished, but it's going to be just a little something extra in terms of a marketplace. And then apart from that, we still have plenty of room to raise these buildings up. And we also still need some kind of an arena, which is probably a long ways off, but I'd say at this point this town really is starting to come together and has definitely turned out to be quite a bit bigger than the boxcar town we did a few months ago. But anyways guys, with all that being said, thanks for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy the build, and hopefully we can get this whole Raider City finished up as soon as possible and then get it up for download on the Nexus. I'm also going to try and leave a little bit of room off to the sides for you guys to be able to add your own stuff, since I know a lot of people out there might enjoy that. But like I showed you, we still have plenty of room as is, so if you guys have any other ideas for future builds, I'd love to hear those. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one.